Alright, here is some more electric Superman for your gullet. Hopefully it isn't too much electric Superman and it ends up tearing up your gullet, like what happened with me back in March with a negligent doctor who couldn't even perform a basic endoscopy without putting us on life support for a week. This here is Adventurings of Superman 556, except it isn't 556. I don't know why I said that, because it is 546. And I did a lot of umming and ahhing about this issue and its placement, because the previous Superman issue that we looked at, the last part of Electric Superman, Superman 123 I think it was, that one actually provided us with a good ending that allowed a small gap for other Superman appearances to be slotted in, i.e. appearances in Justice League or in other books. But I am glad that I did not jump first chance I got to insert one of them stories, because it would suggest that Superman, he fucked off to go and have adventures with the Justice League before ever returning to Lois to let her know that the new containment suit actually works. That is the scene we have here. When it comes to them guest appearances and stuff like that, I think the next possible gap for them is maybe after a cycle. There was a rotation of Superman books. It was the same order every month, the 4 Superman books, and they usually inserted at least one gap per cycle. We have a nice splash page of Superman by Immonen's husband. I think this is the first time we have had his art grace this channel. And speaking of husbands, Superman, he is married to Lois, and that was only a very recent thing. And yes, the letters for the 6th or 7th consecutive issue, they are still predominantly about their marriage and it being a good development. And their relationship is great. It is adorable. This is a really good couple. Like, for me, it is very easy to understate or overlook or just plain forget about Superman and Lois, but this really is like one of the best feeling relationships in comic books. And here we get to see Electric Superman, we get to see him transform back into Kent Clarkson. Oh, there is no need for a phone booth anymore. To the comics' utter credit, they surprisingly didn't do a trite line like that. Meanwhile, in the bottled, shrunken city of Xandar, it is canny boring. And Superman, he reads the recent Daily Bugle article written about the damning report on his recent problems and his power fluctuations, and he isn't all that happy about the paper slamming him, so he goes electrical again and he zaps off. Meanwhile, Tusk, he is still out there. Remember Tusk? Well, he is still out there. He won't bloody gone away. Also, Ricky Olsen, brother to the Olsen twins and the other Olsen sister. He is still out there too. Gan away, the both of you. You're dragging things down. And then Superman, he shows up at the Daily Bugle. And I really, really like this bit because you think that Superman, he is going to be furious and start yelling and throwing over tables and proper flipping his biscuit and saying, "What is with all this bullshit, you daft ragies?" But instead, he is really understanding about it. And he points out that his new powers were out of control for a while, and he is very glad that they called him out and they printed the truth. But now a bloke's daughter has been kidnapped, and Superman, well, he is a hero, so he is going to go and stop it. And Metallica is there, so Superman, he thinks that Metallica must be the kidnapper. And it is time for a fight between Superman and Metallica. But just in case you were close to getting interested, here is Tusk to bring you back down to earth. They really went all in with Tusk. They were really open. People would love this character. I didn't mind him. I think he's alright for the idea of letting Superman have a light-hearted bust-up with someone. But Tusk, he is in like every issue. And I would much rather know what Maximo is up to, or whatever. By the way, Maximo, bit of admin here, important admin for channel watchers. Maximo, the character from Superman comics, Maximo is being rechristened. She is officially been renamed Queen Maeve. Much better name for her. So Metallica, he has done his research. He has researched Superman's new powers. I didn't really know how he did this, considering that Superman did very little research himself. But Metallica has come up with a few twists and tricks to defeat this new electrical Superman. And see, it wasn't Metallica who kidnapped the girl. It was this dude. And it is Tusk to the rescue. I am really kind of curious about that Tiny Titans comic I got recently, where it looks like Tusk joins the team, even if it is just for an issue. I had no idea Tusk had appearances outside of these Electric Superman books. He actually disappears from comics shortly after Superman is back to normal. He's only in like one other Superman story in 1999, and then he never appears again. So Metallica, he decides to absorb a bunch of scrap metal, and he becomes this massive thing, and he is going to use Electric Superman to power him. Like you can see here, Superman, he is like in his chest, he is like his electrical art. This is a fun, big idea, but here is Tusk some more. He saves the girl and she is blind, which maybe explains why she is wearing an Oasis sweatshirt. And the girl thinks that Tusk must be Superman, and this is a big contrivance to push Tusk into a thing where he starts wearing Superman's costume and he is trying to be Superman. Also, I think most people didn't even know this, but this is a common one for me. Tusk was his original name. There was art at the back of the one trade that they put out and never followed up on. There was production art, and this character's original name was Tusk. Black Star, that is another one like that. And there is some art designs there, actually. These are some rejected designs for Electric Superman. They went with the right one. So Metallica, he is massive, and Superman is powering him. Superman is like his art. And then he turns back into Kent Clarkson. And that is that. Metallica is done. Metallica is defeated. Very unsatisfying ending. We will see Metallica again in a few issues. Perhaps they should have spent less time on Tusk and more time with Metallica being massive. I do have some negative comments here or there about these Supermans, but they are just like little asides. I think these are still entertaining, if not enjoyable adventures. I didn't think Electric Superman, this storyline, it was anywhere near as bad as miserable people will have you believe. It was a reasoned idea, and most people just spit at it because it is a change. It is a radical change, and maybe at the time people hated this because they naively thought that it would be permanent. But nowadays, the only people hating on this story are crap industry acts who need to deflect any criticism of their own work by pointing to the 90s as an embarrassing and humiliating time for comics, when usually the crap comics in the 90s were by them or their convicted paedophile friends. I give this Superman comic 7 thumbs up because the writer was not a paedophile, nor was the comic embarrassing or humiliating.